Aloha, welcome back. This is video number 65. Today I'm going to show you some fascia treatment for your chest area. We're in front of the computer all day long. Our upper body gets very bound up because our hands are in front of us and everything gets stuck and dry and it pulls everything forward, including the shoulder, and that gives us neck problems, shoulder problem, back problems. So I'm just going to show you how to release those tissue on your own using some fascia tools to release that. Now, I'm not going to cover the neck because it's on my previous video, number 36. So go to my YouTube channel and click on that to learn more about the neck. So let's get started. I'm going to put some coconut oil on this area and make sure to put lots of oil where it's shiny. Okay, put it all on your collarbone, your shoulders, your chest, so it's nice and shiny. And I like to start off with something really soft because there is a lot of bone, your clavicle here, and it's quite sensitive in the beginning if you never fascia blasted before or cup. So I like to use something really soft. This is a tool that I carry. It's made out of silicone, so it's not anything hard. It's just a great way to prep the tissue and go layer by layer. When tissues are dry, they're very sensitive. So everybody's tolerance is different. So I'm just gonna start off with here. I'm just gonna scrub, that's all we're doing, until it gets pink and blood is being circulated all throughout the tissue. So I'm scrubbing back and forth, up and down, side to side, diagonal. Just don't do circle, okay? It's just like brushing hair, detangle. We're trying to detangle and hydrate those tissue that's all matted up. You wouldn't do that with your hair and do this with a comb. That's gonna create more tangle. You just wanna scrub and see how it's getting pink in this area that I'm scrubbing. And all along the shoulder joint. Fascia is the only connective tissue that goes through joints, so it can pull all your joints closer together. And people think, you know, they've been diagnosed with arthritis, but if they could just release those tissue, it won't pull the joint together as much and you won't feel that rubbing bone against bone. So you can see how just this light little scrubbing can cause really good amount of blood flow on my left side that I'm doing, and I haven't done this side yet, and this alone will increase blood flow. Now if you don't have a tool, you can use a spoon or you can even use your knuckle and go back and forth, but after a while the knuckle gets tiring and the spoon can only get so much because it's smooth. You want some tool that has some knobby that can scrub deeper in there instead of a flat surface. So, and plus it just feels really good along the collarbone, and it's a bone, so you don't want another hard tool on top of it. So having something soft, just enough to scrub the tissue on top of the bone because it's really thin, that area, and then this area is even more soft. So you gotta really be mindful and have the good intuition and common sense to know what feels good and what doesn't. And we do have that. We just gotta really be self-aware, okay? So I'm scrubbing. See how this side's all pink? I'm just gonna do one side to show you for time purpose. So now it's all prepped. You can even go deeper into your forearm, your bicep and your arm, but for today's purpose, video purpose, I'm just gonna do the chest. So all to the front deltoid, collarbone, chest. Okay. Now that's nice and warm, the superficial layer, I'm gonna use a plastic firmer tool. This is another tool I carry. And you just scrub. Now I can go into a little deeper layer and I can actually feel the graininess, the dry tissue that feels very ropey, kind of like telephone cords. And I'm scrubbing back and forth. Now it might be very sensitive to you, so that's why it's very important to do this softer tool first and then go into the firmer tool. And if this is too much, just back off and don't press as hard. But I've been doing this for a long time, since 2016. So I'm used to this. On a scale 1 to 10, I'm at a 1. For you, it might be a 6 or 7 or 8 or 10. So you gotta find what works for you. But notice now, it's even more pink. I'm scrubbing. Make sure you breathe. Now, just this alone, I feel much more looser when I raise my arm. This side I feel a little bit more pulling because this is now hydrated. So there's more gives to the tissue. Okay, once I scrub and now I feel softer, I'm gonna go in there with this little tiny silicone cup, another product I carry if you're interested. And you just suction, you use 2 fingers, hold like a little hamburger, and you're gonna squeeze, press, squeeze, and suction, and now it's suctioning my tissue, and I'm going to drag that cup back and forth to release those tissue even more. Now this might feel super painful for you if you've never done cupping before. The traditional cupping is with the glass and the heat, and they just leave it there. But I really like something like this, really simple, where I can drag it and create more blood flow and more separation. Now, if you've never done this before, it might feel like you're being skinned. So you might have to do a light little suction and drag and find a level that's tolerable for you. It might just be a slight little suction and drag. And if that's it, that's okay. But I've been doing this for a long time, so I can do full on suction and I can drag it. And my tissue, it's used to it, and it's not as red as when I very first did it. So, but we always have tissue that's matted up. Just a lifestyle, because everything's in front of us, computer, phone. Now, I haven't done my chest for a while now, so it's pretty red. If I do this consistently every week, it will be just light pink. But because I haven't done it for probably a month to 2 months, I would say 2 months, at least 6 weeks, you can see how it can be quite red. Now, for some people that have never done this before, you might even bruise. And that's depend on your tolerance and your time frame. You might just do a light little cupping, but you can see how red mine is getting. Okay, so all the dry area is getting blood flow into them, so that's why you see all the redness. Blood is just rushing to the area that's really dry. Now, I do a lot of fascia work for people, so I'm hunched over myself. I'm not on a computer a lot like the average person that works a desk job, but I am hunched over working on clients. So I do get tight tissue myself, and this is a maintenance work for my tissue that I have to do in order for me to stay healthy and not be in chronic pain and maintain good posture, and for my pec muscle, shoulder muscle to work efficiently when I use it throughout the day, just by carrying things or when I work out. So this is it. You can see how red it's getting. Again, you might not be able to do this and tolerate this level. You gotta work at your level. Very mild. It might be, like I mentioned, small little suction. And then after that, go back to using the tool to scrub again. Okay. And after that, after you shower, you can ice this area if you want to help with recovery. If you have any question, Lisi at journeytofitness.com. Aloha.